The Africa Real Estate Summit Awards and Expo 2025 gathered industry leaders, experts, and innovators from across the continent and beyond, offering an unparalleled platform for knowledge exchange, recognition, and exhibition, and also networking. The theme was the future of real estate in Africa, technology, and digital evolution. From affordable housing solutions to smart cities, sustainable infrastructure, and emerging markets, laws, policies, data analytics, the summit offered a unique platform for dialogue, deal-making, and recognition of excellence in the industry. With exhibitors, panel sessions, and a prestigious award ceremony lined up, the event was not just about property, it was about shaping the cities and communities of tomorrow. Space.com brings you exclusive highlights, interviews, and key insights from the Africa Real Estate Summit Awards and Expo 2025. I am your host, Gimalo Angel Ologoke. The real estate market has gone digital, and those who aren't online are simply off the map. In today's competitive property landscape, digital marketing isn't just an option, it's a necessity. From targeted social media ads and virtual tours, the SEO optimized listings, influencer partnerships, and data-driven email campaigns, smart digital strategies are now the key to reaching buyers, renters, and investors where they spend most of their time, which is online. Brand communications and digital marketing consultant Josephine Michael began the event with a masterclass on digital marketing strategies for real estate. In her session, she broke down the tools, trends, and techniques redefining how real estate is marketed and why digital is the new address of success.
So today we're not just going to be learning digital marketing, we're going to be learning survivor. We're going to be learning the skill sets required to outsmart our competitors, the skill sets required to win buyers and to dominate the real estate space without necessarily having the largest budgets. Are you ready to take that leap? Are you ready to take that leap? Yes, okay. So I have what I laid down here, the roadmap for this session. We're going to be talking about the digital landscape in Lagos. We're going to be talking about digital marketing channels that actually drive sales. We're going to be talking about high impact strategies for immediate results. We're going to be talking about one very important topic that I think we should expand more on in the real estate industry, which is building your personal brand in real estate, building a personal brand, a solid personal brand in real estate. And then we're going to be having some hands-on digital self-audits. We're going to be auditing ourselves so that we can know where we're weak and where we're strong. And then we'll have some examples of real-life case studies. So by the end of this masterclass, you will not only know the theory, but you have a clear, actionable strategy to implement immediately. So I would like us to ask, honestly, what are the challenges we have when it comes to the digital world? Diaspora clients have been defrauded, and buyers are demanding credibility. They need to see proof of legitimacy. They need to see things like client testimonials, property inspection. They need to see your documents before they can, at least even have a bit of trust in you. Because some people are even saying these days that is not even enough. Another challenge I put down here is diaspora buyers and online leads. Somebody said finding the right audience. Another person said conversion. With many Nigerians abroad looking for properties in Lagos, digital presence isn't optional. You need clear, trustworthy marketing targeted at diaspora clients, focusing on secure payment option, verified documents, and video walkthrough. Another challenge is price sensitivity. This is one thing we do not like to talk about so much, but it's the truth. Price sensitivity. African real estate markets are price sensitive, and buyers often negotiate aggressively. The buyers don't care if you are going to lose out on some of your profit. They just want to they want to have a transaction that is a win-win for them. Marketing must highlight the value. In a price-sensitive world, your marketing must highlight the value, flexible payment plans, and long-term investment potential, and not just the price tag. Another challenge we have right now is that almost all sales are social media driven. And some of us are still playing the game of, I'm a social media person. I've been doing this real estate for 5, 10 years, 15, 20 years, and when we started, there was no social media, so please don't tell me that. I want to believe people like that are not in this room.
In today's fast-moving real estate market, decisions are no longer driven by guesswork or gut instinct. They are powered by data. From identifying the best locations for development to predicting market trends and assessing property values, data analytics is reshaping how the real estate sector operates. With access to tools that analyze pricing patterns, buyer behavior, rental yields, and even neighborhood dynamics, stakeholders can now make smarter, faster, and more profitable decisions. Data analytics coach and mentor Gloria Olanio, in the second masterclass, spoke on data analysis for real estate. She explored how this tech-driven approach is redefining the future of property, one data point at a time.
As a real estate professional, get data. Where can you get your data? Many people say Nigeria do not have a structured database. Yes. Where can you get your data from? So this is what we're going to uncover this afternoon. And I believe with this little time that I have, I will be able to share this with you. So let's go into what data is. Data is raw information. It's raw information that can be collected, that can be recorded and analyzed. It represents observation and measurement about the world, which is in their own word have meaning, and they are being processed and interpreted. So data needed to be interpreted, it needed to be processed. Just like those ingredients that I mentioned earlier need to undergo processing to form what? To form a cake. So also data needs to be processed to generate, to drive an insight. How can you drive an insight with your data? Let's go to the next slide. We have two types of data. There are two types of data. We have qualitative data and quantitative data. What do I mean by qualitative data? Qualitative data, in other words, means categorical. They are categorical in nature. Why quantitative data? They are numerical in nature. So qualitative data, for example, is the name of your prospects, the color, the gender, the opinion. They are categorical in nature. While we have quantitative data are numerical, like age, like numbers. These are quantitative data. So we have structured and unstructured data. How do you know a data that is well structured and a data that is unstructured? A data that is structured is always well organized. We all know what Excel is, Microsoft Excel. Yeah. So Microsoft Excel is a well structured, where you can put your data well structured and organized, is a structured data. But unstructured data, just like you have images on your gallery. Do you know that images on your gallery are data? These are data too. So they are not structured, they are unstructured data because they cannot be put in rows and columns. So let's go to the next slide. All right. Now we already understand what data means. We all know that data is raw information. It's not just numbers. It's not just facts and figures. Now, what is data analysis? When we say data analysis, what do we mean? So data analysis is the process of cleaning, organizing, and interpreting data to drive an insight. It's a process of cleaning, organizing, and interpreting data to drive an insight. This data you already have your data with you. How can you analyze this data? It has to go through a process, and this process is called a cleaning. How do you clean the data? How do you organize this data and interpret it to generate insight? They are just numbers flying about. How can you drive an insight out of these numbers? So, data analysis is used by all sectors. There is no sector that does not use data. I've once worked in a real estate company. I've once worked in media. And in real estate, I was working as an investment analyst. In media, I was working as a business analyst. So it can be used. Data analysis is used in all sectors. Doctors use data. They use it to improve their treatments. Businesses use it to maximize their profits. Yes, the government use it to do what? To improve their policies. And in real estate, what do we use data for? We use data to boost our profits. We use data to understand the demand trends. We use data to drive insights. And also we use data to minimize investment risk. And how can you minimize investment risk? With the use of your data. So it helps us to move from just guesswork to what? To judgment. You don't just guess that this property, I think this property will be okay for me to invest in. No. With the use of data, you will know, you will be able to forecast, you will be able to predict what's likely to happen. And I'm going to teach us with these few minutes that I have, to teach us how you can generate insights from your data. How can you forecast? How can you see a property and think in the next few years, what would happen? What's likely to happen to this particular land? So let's go to the next slide. What are the key steps in data analysis? We have some key steps. The first step is after you collect your data, you do a data collection. What kind of data can you collect? You must collect relevant data. You don't just go about collecting data. Relevant data that is in line with your goal, in line with what you want to achieve. So when you do a data collection, you can collect data from the property listing. You can collect from the government. You can collect data with the use of geographic information system. You can collect data anywhere. So when you collect your data, the next thing is you will clean the data. How do you clean the data? You know, there are some data whereby when you collect them, they might not be cleaned enough. And how do you go about the cleaning? You will remove all the duplicates, the inconsistencies in your data. You're going to remove them, the anomalies from the data. That's what is called data cleaning. Then you do exploration. How do you explore this? You explore by understanding the data. Understanding this data that you have collected. In order for you to understand the data, you have to interpret it. You don't just collect data without interpretation. Interpret the data. How do you interpret? See, data, these are just numbers. These are just, how do I interpret this data? It is by analyzing the market trend, by understanding the demand trend in your data, by understanding the patterns in your data. This is how to interpret. Then you will use the visualization tool to visualize the data. That is what you will see at the end. That is what you will present at the end of it all. After you have done your cleaning, you have done the exploration, you have done the interpretation, then you visualize your data using the visualization tool, which I'm going to talk about in another slide. So what are the type of analysis that we have? So if you have not been hearing what I've been saying since, I think you have to focus more on these aspects because you will need it most. We have different types of data analysis. Number one is descriptive analysis. Demographic data like age, like family size, employment status. Then the economic data. We use economic data for pricing strategies. We use it to strategize the pricing. Then the geographical data is for population, to know the population of that particular geographical area. And then we have the behavioral data, is used for marketing. Let's go to the next slide, please. All right, what are the essential tools you can use? The essential tools you can use for your data analysis is Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets for your data cleaning. Then you use Power BI, Tableau for data visualization. Then you can make use of these GIS tools like ArcGIS for geographical geospatial analysis. Then you can use Google Trend or CRM tools, the advanced analytical tools. You can enhance your decision process. This function leads to better investment strategies. It reduces risk, and it gives us the ability to adapt to market changes effectively. And remember that informed decision leads to smarter investment and better outcome. We don't only guess work in real estate. We do what? We do smarter. We work smarter. And how can we work smarter? With the use of data. Next one, please. I think that should bring me to the end of this session. Thank you very much.
As the event heated up, Dr. Austin Okpago spoke on the role of fintech in shaping the future of real estate in Africa. As Africa's cities expand and housing demand intensifies, a quiet revolution is unfolding, one powered not by bricks and mortar, but by bytes and bandwidth. Financial technology, or fintech, is rapidly transforming the way real estate is financed, bought, sold, and managed across the continent. From mobile mortgage platforms and digital land registries to blockchain-powered property transactions and AI-driven valuations, fintech is breaking down traditional barriers in access, transparency, and efficiency. Dr. Okpago is the country director for Verto in Nigeria, a leader in the field of payment and fintech services, boasting over a decade of industry experience. He explored how tech is not just changing how property is paid for, but how it's owned, accessed, and governed across Africa's real estate future. Austin Okpago is celebrated with proven track record for his strategic foresight, operational prowess, and leadership in propelling growth and innovation within Nigeria's fintech and payment services sector.
It's such an honor to be here. So today I think I've been tasked with to speak about the role of fintech in shaping the future of real estate. A lot has been said about real estate, and I will try as much as possible not to dwell too much on real estate, but I also believe that most people in this room or in this hall are all within the sector, real estate, right? Okay, so today I will speak about the real estate market in terms of the numbers. I'll also speak about a bit of introduction to fintech, which is financial technology, for those who are new to the term, who want to maybe kind of understand what fintech or financial technology is about. And then I'll talk about the convergence, that is where fintech and real estate meet, and how professionals within the real estate industry can leverage technology to scale, whether you are a real estate developer, you are an agent, or you are a salesperson like myself, to scale. Or you are an entrepreneur. You're someone who wants to pivot from just an agent to someone who can set up a business by using technology to scale your real estate business. I'll also talk about some examples of businesses within the sector, like prop tech or prop fintech. All those terms sounds funny, but we will go through it as we move along. All right, $7.4 trillion. I'm just saying the African real estate market. And someone is wondering, that's a huge amount of money. And if you know the Nigerian GDP, maybe that can give you a sense of it. Now, the interesting thing about real estate, which everybody should be concerned about, is the rate of growth. So real estate is growing at an annual growth rate of 5.8%. Annual 5.8%. Massive growth year on year. Now, that's real estate. What is the business of fintech? What has fintech got to do? Is fintech interesting at all? Look, the fintech market in Africa is about $47 billion. $47 billion. All those big, we're going to unpack all these large numbers as we move along, right? But just to give you context of what we're talking about, real estate, massive. And then, I'm sure some of you will be wondering, out of this real estate, which segment within real estate has the most promises? Let me read this. Residential real estate segment dominates with a projected market value of 14.8 trillion. Residential. We all need a house to stay, right? So it's normal, pretty normal. Every single person that lives in Lagos wants a house to sleep, right? And that's a massive, massive opportunity. Okay? However, the market volume by 2029, and that's why I'm very excited to be here. I'm not a real estate. I'm not a realtor. Is that how you guys call it? But I'm in fintech, right? And I kind of been in fintech for like nearly 15 years now, payment especially. But recently I've been getting a bit more interested in real estate. You know why? Because it's a very fundamental sector that holds a lot of value. Fintech is not an end to itself. It's just an enabler to real estate. Technology does not build homes. I'm sure you guys know. Technologies does not build homes, but people build home using technology as an enabler. Correct? Now, because technology simplifies and enhances the speed to production. Today, there are 3D homes. There are homes that are built by just designing and then molding and then installing. Fintech is transforming real estate. So is technology. The question is, what was the question again? How will you contribute to that? Can you scroll that up a bit? So it's a question. How will you contributing to shaping the future? Plenty grammar this morning or this afternoon, but this is where I stop. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you for listening.
Rising questions concerning our space. Learn more about people.
There's a lot of real estate investment in the country.
Why can't we have our own Dubai here?
Learn more about life.
For the safety of the whole environment.
Learn more about community.
This is a community where we have a lot of engagement around.
You can see this is very cool.
Learn more about impact of government.
We have to adapt to the rules and regulations of Lagos State.
The Lekki Port and the oil industry over there.
It's our space. It's space.com.
Watch space.com every weekday on Ellen 24/7.
So I bring you greetings from the governor of Lagos State, the center of excellence, the city of aquatic splendor, the home of Nollywood, the home of Afrobeat, the home of the fastest growing economy in Africa, the city that smells like the ocean breeze, that looks beautiful, more beautiful than any city around the world. Lagos, the home of the Dangote refineries, the home of one of the most expensive real estate estates in Africa, Banana Island, which you and I dream to live in.
Lagos, they say, might sink in the next how many, is listed among the world's sinking cities.
Are you asking me?
I am telling you. I am telling you. That is listed.
So who listed it? Where is this list?
Yes.